Let me now review where you can safely use HTML5 and strategies for its use as we move into the future, when usage will become better and more universal. Now, while the entire HTML5 standard is years or more from adoption, at the time of this recording, HTML5 did not enjoy universal browser support. However, there are many powerful features of HTML5 that are available now. I count 5 key next-generation HTML features are already available in the latest browser builds from Firefox, Opera, Safari, and Google Chrome. Microsoft has announced that it will support HTML5, but support is still only partial when this was recorded at the end of 2009. Google Vice President of Engineering Vic Gandatra rates HTML5 support for these 5 HTML features in this chart. Chrome supports Canvas, video, geolocation, app cache, database, and workers. Firefox the same. Safari supports all 5, but the geolocation only in the iPhone applications, and Opera supports the last 3 only in its mobile implementation. But you can see support for these 5 key capabilities is quite widespread amongst these 4 browsers. Safari will probably serve as your best bet as a testing platform to try out the elements that I've covered here, as it supports most of the new elements and APIs. Firefox 3.5 and later is also a good choice, but of course that will probably change anytime, so keep an eye out on Opera and Chrome as well. In fact, Google is betting big on HTML5. Regarding mobile devices, in the foreseeable future, to effectively use HTML5, you'll need to be able to control the environment in which it's used. Since support is not as widespread as ideal, it doesn't make sense for it to be heavily used, that is HTML5, unless, of course, you can lock down the usage to certain platforms which have HTML5 support. In the future, this situation will no doubt improve, but with WebKit leading the way for HTML5, you can safely focus on devices powered by WebKit. WebKit is an open-source web browser engine used in several browsers. It's also used in preview mode in Adobe Dreamweaver CS4 and later. WebKit is also the name of the Mac OS X system framework version of the engine that's used by Safari, Dashboard, Mail, and many other OS X apps. Many mobile devices at the time of this recording have browsers that are based on the WebKit rendering engine. Because these devices are so young and all use the same rendering engine, the likelihood of them pushing a rapid software upgrade is pretty good. Going forward, the experts are predicting that you'll be able to confidently use many of the HTML features I describe here in most smartphones. However, it will be a slow transition away from HTML4 and XHTML 1.0. It will take time to get developers up to speed. It will take time to test all these features, and it will definitely take time for all browsers to catch up and provide full HTML5 support. Even then, it'll take the longest time for users to transition out of HTML4 and SHTML browsers to these fully supported HTML5 browsers. So let's move on to the next movie, and let me review some strategies and practices for easing this transition to HTML5 from HTML4 and XHTML1.